Fintech is a huge part of every successful financial practice. It's so important with everything that we do, but there's one monster-sized secret that no one's telling you about when it comes to fintech, and I'm going to reveal it next.
This is The Rare Advisor, proud to be a part of the Advisor Advancement Network and home of a business model supercharged by recurring and repeatable events. Your host is Mike Walters, CEO of USA Financial. He is an investment advisor representative of and securities are offered through USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, welcome. Today I want to share with you a little known secret about how to best manage your technology. And it has nothing to do with technology. That's probably one of the best parts about it for many of us, right? Because technology can be a little overwhelming. Sometimes it can be a little cumbersome if it's not well thought out. And oftentimes it can be very, very expensive. But before we get to that, let's start with the ultimate basics. And by the way, again, this is kind of a little magic elixir into running a successful financial practice. Let's start with what are the most important assets in your business? And think about it for a moment. Make a list if you need to. But what are the most important assets in your business? So I'll cut to the chase for you here. It's time, money, people, and technology. Time, money, people, and technology. We're going to come back to that in a second. But first of all, I want you to understand that you are in the intangible business of financial services. So unlike the majority of the world, we don't work in a highly tangible environment. We work in a very intangible environment. That's why so few people can be successful at this, because they're not wired for the intangible. They're wired for the physically tangible. Most businesses physically make a product. They build a widget. And they have a manufacturing plant with equipment in it that builds that widget. So if we were to talk to them about their assets, they're going to list out their inventory. They're going to list out their equipment. They're going to list out their buildings, and so on and so forth. For you in the financial services industry, your assets are essentially walking in parallel with the fact that your business is an intangible business. So therefore, the most important assets you have are time, money, people, and technology. Now, first of all, time, there is no way to get more of it. We know that, right? There's 24 hours in a day. If you want to work, 8 or 10 hours a day, you're not going to manufacture more time. And sometimes that's why we run ourselves ragged. But you need to understand that time is an asset. Don't think of it as something to be wasted. Think of it as something to be invested. So if time is an asset, the only way I can get more of that asset, which I need to run a viable business, the only way to get more time is through money, people, and technology. So again, these now become very interlinked as well. So I can spend money to leverage services, outside vendors, or hire staff in order to buy myself more time, and or buy other key players on my team more time. Again, time is the number one asset. But then let's go to people itself. As I invest in my people, which by the way, it's an investment, it's not an expense. If you think of payroll as an expense, then you're doing it wrong. You should think of payroll as an investment, and then you can question if you're getting a good return on your investment or not. But payroll is an investment. So if you have employee problems, if you have leadership and management problems, if you have motivation problems, that will erode the ROI on your investment in payroll. Don't think of it as an expense. Again, it's an investment. By the way, every expense in your business should be an investment into the future revenue stream that you are creating. If it's not, then it shouldn't be in your P&L. It should not be an expense. If you can't go line by line down and identify this is an investment in X, Y, or Z, it's purely expense, you need to get it out. But now let's talk about the people part. I can invest in people, I can get people, and that buys us time until a certain point where I need to get them more time. And that's where technology enters. Technology done correctly in this industry, is about buying people time and saving you the asset, the resource of money. Because although technology is expensive, it generally is less expensive compared to people. People are probably your most expensive item. I know payroll is the number one expense line item at USA Financial by a long shot. There's not even a close second. It's people. So if I invest in technology that aids my people, I'm buying time there. That means I can grow more rapidly without having to hire, and I get a better ROI on my payroll now. So the key is, here's the secret I've been leading up to. Think of technology as an investment, just like I said, payroll is an investment, but more importantly, think of technology as part of payroll. When you start to hardwire that into your brain as a leader in your organization, that technology coincides, is akin to, is hand in hand, lock arm, lock step with payroll, you'll start to see it differently. Now, when we invest in technology, what happens for us? We don't invest in technology so that we can get rid of people. We invest in technology so that we can grow without having to hire additional people. So that's how we handle the investment for ourselves in terms of technology and people, and again, keeping technology tied directly to payroll. So there it is. That's the secret about technology that very few people truly understand. That is that your investment in technology is the same as an investment in payroll. Let's manage them together.
This information is for licensed financial professionals only and is not intended for use in soliciting sales from the public. The views expressed represent the opinions of the presenter or their featured guest, not necessarily those of USA Financial or its affiliated subsidiaries. Industry references are generic and not intended to represent actions or beliefs of any individual or entity. Content is only presented to illustrate general principles, beliefs, or ideas and should not be construed as legal or regulatory advice. Trademark and copyright protected. USA Financial and Affiliates.